Hey everyone, this month's journal is about keeping people safe while not totally interfering with life. So I thought I'd take a few seconds and sort of focus in on this a bit. And it's actually a little more complicated than we would like it to be, but what else is new? So let me share my screen with you because I want to show you something. And here's what I want to show you. What we want to think about when someone is at a place and they have dementia, and we'll call it home because it should feel like home. It should be a place where I want to be and feel like I should be. And whether it's home in a traditional sense or not, that's really secondary here. But the questions we want to ask are three. Number one, can I get to the thing I want to do? Can I get to the task, to the pieces that I need to do the task? Can I get there? Can I physically get there? Number two, am I safe? Does it make sense that I'm doing this? Do I have the skill sets that are needed that make it from the outside or majority-wise, or at least as far as a risk profile, make it reasonable? And three is, can I actually accomplish it? Can I do it? Do I have the skills that I need within me to do the thing I want to do? And if that's the case, if it all comes together and I have the desire, I do it. The tricky part is all of these pieces of the puzzle start shifting around on me and shifting around on you, quite honestly. And so when we say, can I do it for myself? The answer is probably not the way I used to. Even early on, not the way I used to. So I'm having to learn new things, do it a different way, but so are the people who are trying to support me. And there are things we can do with the environment and the setup to make it better. So I thought we might actually look at some of the components that people don't always think about. I want to go to the part that we don't think so much about, which is, how aware of the situation and my skills, my changing skills, am I? So it's situation awareness. How aware am I? Because the more aware I am, the better probability I'll be safe. And if I do something, I'll do it well. And I'll also know where things are and how to access them and make use of them because I've done some compensatory things or someone has. So with sapphires, we tend to sustain our awareness skills, although sometimes it's tough for us to think things through and things still surprise us. With diamonds, when you're in a diamond state, your old emotions and your old abilities sort of drive your new interactions. So suddenly it may surprise me that I'm having trouble, or it may frustrate me. Emeralds, well, that's where we have that time travel thing going on. So sometimes the situation I think I'm in isn't actually the situation I'm in. So that makes me a definite higher risk category. Than ambers, it's all about sensation. And so it's really not about thinking. It's about what do I like or what don't I like? And safety-wise, I'm not as aware of the situation from the external point of view. Rubies, only in moments. I'm a lot less body aware. And so my skill sets, my fine motor skills, I may not know what I don't know, or I may come and seek assistance. So it varies. And pearls, I tend to be more inside aware than outside aware. So situation-wise, no, I don't know I'm hungry and I'm actually not feeling that. I'm not thirsty, or maybe I am and I don't know how to communicate it. So situation varies. Now, let's talk about safety. Well, the problem is with safety, it all depends. So that's the one people tend to think about. So here's the quick version for me. Sapphires, if you have it, you use it. So you sustain whatever you've got. You want to keep it going. But if you're safe, you're safe. If you're not, you never have been. And you've had lots of accidents. Diamonds, typically you need a second set of eyes because about 50% of the time you may be inaccurate related to the skills you have in that moment. Emeralds probably benefit from a friendly preset, prompts, reduce the risk, check out mistakes, modify in the moment. So you need somebody around, not interfering, but present. Ambers, 24/7, you need somebody to sort of watch the environment, watch the task, keep an eye on the person to make sure what is happening is safe for the individual and makes sense for the individual, because in that moment, it's just a moment, and be able to back up and try again. Rubies, eyes on within arm's reach pretty much all the time because of the variation in ability and inability. And pearls, we need somebody in immediate space 24/7. So that's safety monitoring. Doesn't mean you interfere, but it means you're present and accounted for, and you're present in every sense. Then we get to access. Well, how accessible are things? Can people get to them? With sapphires, you can actually consider hidden access. You sort of know where you keep things or where things can be put for the person that you're living with, not just for yourself. So you know where they are, but they can't get to them unless you want that to happen. Diamonds, we may have emergency controls when monitoring is impossible and the person has varying awareness. Emeralds, we probably need to control over access unless we're monitoring during critical pieces. You can't just turn people loose because they possibly could, but they very possibly couldn't, and they may or may not know that. Ambers, we want to control what we want people to have access to, but we also have to offer what they do like to do. And then rubies, supported access or no access, but we've got to manage the environment and access to steps, access to outdoors, access to hot, to cold, to food, to drink. Everything has to be managed, and it's a big job. And then with pearls, we need supported provision. And if we don't give them access, we have to be the access. And so things are changing yet again. Just when you thought, well, it doesn't matter, yeah, it does. Because if we don't provide it, it doesn't happen. When do I get to go outside and feel the sun? When do I get to sit under a tree? When do I get to? Only when you decide. So it becomes really critical that you give me access. And then, can I use it? Can I actually do this thing? Sapphires, you either lose it if you don't use it, or you keep using it. But be careful, because if you get stressed out or fatigued, you have an increased accident risk. Diamonds, it's going to vary. It's going to vary during the day and with stress. Emeralds, to use things, they're going to need support, but it's awareness support, not push yourself in there support. And sometimes if you simplify the task a little bit, they can do it independently with limited number of steps. Ambers, guidance and supervision to use things. Safe items, otherwise, they do need a lot of things, but you have to make sure they're safe. Rubies, supported for use only with space and with items to carry or hold when they're moving. They are going to need things, and we're going to need to provide most of that support, hand under hand, critical. And pearls, we need to be careful. We need to go slow. We need to respect their feedback because they're trying to tell us something frequently. So when you put it all together, what we're really talking about is as dementia increases, the person's world will need to change. However, reasonable opportunities and options have got to be provided to make a life worth living. So that's my message for the month. I hope you enjoy the rest of the journal. Take care. Thanks.